The rise of artificial intelligence and other technologies has dramatically changed our daily lives. But what happens when the boundary between human and machine becomes blurred and we merge as individuals into a collective consciousness? In this video, we explore these concepts and their potential consequences. But before we start, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date for more scary AI topics. Neurosis. Neurosis is a phenomenon that arises when individuals are overwhelmed by the complexity and unpredictability of the system. In our increasingly advanced world, where technology plays an ever-increasing role, the risk of neurosis may be greater than ever before. We can see neurosis as a form of deviation from a person's normal functioning, resulting from the challenging demands and overwhelming complexity of the environment. Examples of neurosis are abundant. For instance, many people experience stress and anxiety from constantly keeping up with social media or receiving constant notifications on their smartphones. Others feel overwhelmed by the amount of information available on the internet. Additionally, the feeling of alienation and loss of control can lead to mental health problems such as depression. It is important to note that not everyone is equally vulnerable to neurosis. People who have a strong personality, who can cope well with stressful situations and who can maintain their own boundaries, are generally less susceptible to neurosis than others. The swarm mind scenario. The swarm mind scenario is a concept that describes how the individual consciousness of people can gradually merge into a collective consciousness, formed by the network of machines and other systems. It would mean a radical change in the way we understand and experience ourselves and the world around us. But it also brings risks, such as the loss of individual freedom and privacy. We can see the swarm mind scenario as a kind of symbiosis between humans and technology, in which both parties complement and strengthen each other. This can lead to a situation in which the collective consciousness of the system can adapt to the needs and desires of individuals, and vice versa. An example of the swarm mind scenario can be found in the financial sector, where more and more trading decisions are made by algorithms and automated systems. This can lead to a situation in which the individual consciousness of traders and analysts merges into the collective consciousness of the system, leaving less room for human intuition and individual decision-making. This can also raise the question of whether machines are capable of operating fully autonomously without human intervention. Another example of the swarm mind scenario can be found in the use of artificial intelligence in automating transportation systems, such as autonomous cars and drones. In this case, the decision-making and coordination of traffic is left to automated systems that work together in a collective intelligence, with the individual consciousness of the driver merging into the collective consciousness of the system. Extrahumanism. The swarm mind scenario is a potential extension of the ideas of extrahumanism. Extrahumanism recognizes that the boundary between human and technology is becoming blurred, and suggests that humans are increasingly dependent on technology and can no longer be regarded as separate, autonomous beings. Therefore, it is a holistic, technology-oriented vision in which humans and technology are closely intertwined. An example of extrahumanism can be found in healthcare, where artificial intelligence is used to diagnose and develop treatments. This can lead to a situation in which the boundary between human and technology becomes increasingly blurred, and it becomes possible for individual patient consciousness to merge with the collective consciousness of the medical system, resulting in less space for human empathy and personal approaches to care. However, extrahumanism also raises important ethical and philosophical questions. If we increasingly identify ourselves as individuals with machines and technology, what does this mean for our humanity? Are we still capable of authentic human experiences? Are we capable of distinguishing ourselves from the collective consciousness of the system? In conclusion, the swarm intelligence scenario calls for a critical and responsible approach to the development of technology and artificial intelligence, taking into account human values and ethical considerations. It is important that we are aware of the potential risks and commit to preserving individual freedom and privacy. One way to do this is by developing human-centered AI systems, where human values and ethical considerations are at the forefront of the design and implementation of these systems. This can be achieved, for example, by developing AI systems that are transparent and explainable, so that we understand how they make decisions and why they make certain choices. It is also important to pay attention to the human side of technology. By emphasizing human empathy, creativity, and intuition, we can ensure that technology serves us and not the other way around. It is also important to share the responsibility for the development of technology and AI systems among different stakeholders, such as industry, government, and academia. Collaboration and dialogue are essential to understanding the ethical and social implications of technology, and guiding its development in a direction that respects human dignity and autonomy. Finally, we must ask ourselves what kind of future we want to create with technology. Do we want a future in which humanity is subservient to machines and technology? Or do we want a future in which technology serves humanity? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below what you thought of it. Also, don't forget to click the video on screen because in it I am going to tell you more about the fascinating, scary world of AI.